everyone, welcome back to Alice and the Giant Bookshelf. Today I'm going to be doing the Spreading Some BookTube Love tag. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. My name's Alice and I have way too many books, and today I wanted to finally get round to doing the Spreading Some BookTube Love tag, and I just recently celebrated 1 year on BookTube, so I wanted to do this tag as a way of saying a bit of a thank you to lots of the community and yeah, spreading some BookTube love. This tag was created by Jolene from Bookworm Adventure Girl, who has got a fantastic channel, so do go and check that one out as well, and check out her original video in the description down below. I have been included by some other kind booktubers in this tag. That is because of the star of the channel, Harry. Harry, my cat, is not actually in the room with me today, but he does seem to have achieved a large amount of fame. So this tag has 13 prompts, and I've been putting off doing this tag for a long time because it's just so hard to pick people to shout out. So I just want to preface this video by saying that if I'd have shouted out everybody that I wanted to, this video would be hours long. If I follow your channel, if I've ever commented on your videos, then I do love your channel, and hopefully I'll have a chance to shout out some of my other favourite channels at a later time. To try and restrict myself, I've tried to stick to 2 or 3 booktubers per prompt. I've tried to stick to booktubers under 1,000 subscribers, but there are 3 exceptions, and all of those 3 have reached 1,000 subscribers since the beginning of this year, so I wanted to include them anyway. Yeah, I had to cut things off somewhere, so a lot of these people could have fitted into a lot of the different prompts, but yeah, let's just give it a go. So question 1 is booktubers who inspire you. The first person I wanted to mention was one of the first people I really got chatting to on BookTube, and we chatted about initially the 1900 to 1950 readathon, which was the first event I was taking part in, and that is Ray from Ray of Sunlight. And I absolutely love Ray's channel. The videos that Ray makes really inspire me because they are just so gentle and lovely and just wonderful vlogs about books, and they just give me a really peaceful feel, and I just love the considered way that Ray talks about books. So do go and check out Ray of Sunlight Reads. I don't think she's put up a video very recently, but the last video that she put up was an absolutely fantastic vlog about Jane Eyre. If you love Jane Eyre as well, definitely go and check that one out. The second booktuber I'm going to mention who inspires me is Shelly from Shelly Swearingen. What inspires me about Shelly's channel is just the sheer volume of videos she creates and the sheer variety of videos as well. And Shelly makes a lot of videos where she's clearly put in a lot of thought and a lot of research into the books she's telling us about, and recently she's really got me interested in several different prizes which she's spoken about. Shelly's a lovely person to talk to as well. We bonded over a buddy read back in August of Rebecca, which was fantastic, so I highly recommend Shelly's channel. I'm sure you're all subscribed to it already, but if you're not, do go over there and check out Shelly Swearingen. Question 2 is smaller booktube channels that you love. One of my favourite smaller booktube channels to watch at the moment is Jennifer Loves Books. Jennifer likes what she likes. I love the fact that Jennifer talks so much about the books that she DNFs as well as the books that she reads, and Jennifer reads probably a lot more sort of prize-winning, prize-considered books than I do, a lot more literary fiction, but she also reads a lot of crime and thrillers as well, which is what we initially talked about together, and she's recommended me some good Japanese murder mysteries, which I'm longing to get to. Do go and check out Jennifer's channel. She makes really interesting videos about the books she's reading. Second smaller booktube channel I wanted to mention was Book Talks with Mrs. Thomas. I connected with Book Talks with Mrs. Thomas during Shelly and David Wiley's Eclectic Book Club initially, and She also has a cat who is famous on BookTube, like Harry, called Truffles. And it's been really, really fun to talk to Thea, Mrs. Thomas, about books we have in common. She really likes Harlan Coben, who I enjoy. Yeah, she has a lovely channel to go and check out as well. And Truffles often does a bit of a trailer for what's coming soon on the channel, so I really enjoy watching those. The third smaller booktuber channel I would like to mention is Aaron Facer. Aaron I've spoken to about poetry. I think Aaron makes really thoughtful videos about books. He reads a lot more poetry than I do, and a lot more I think deeper books and more philosophical books than I do perhaps. But he does have a really interesting channel, so do go and check that one out as well. And question 3 is booktubers who live close to me. I could only think of one who actually lives like in the same region of the UK as me, and that is Julie from Hungry Bookworm. Julie has been amazing to me in the community. She ran a series last year about sort of getting smaller booktubers onto her channel to do Meet the Booktuber, which was really, really fun, and she included me in that series, and also I got to meet a lot of other brilliant channels through that series. Julie is just absolutely lovely, and she talks a lot about Agatha Christie and about middle grade fiction as well. Yeah, I've really enjoyed talking to Julie at Christie Fest, which she runs. Question 4 is booktubers from different continents, and I'm spoilt for choice here because there is a big group of booktubers in the UK, but there's also lots and lots of overseas booktubers. So I would like to mention Marilyn Maya Mendoza, the baby boomer booktuber. We've also bonded over Agatha Christie and mysteries, and Marilyn Maya I love her attitude on life. I love the fact that she started a booktube channel on her 70th birthday, and she's just been so supportive and wonderful. And Marilyn Maya is all the way in Hawaii. I also wanted to mention Greg from Another Bibliophile Reads. He is in the US, and we did a group read with another booktuber as well, who I'll mention later, and I've been in other group reads with Greg, and Greg always has something really interesting to add. He's very widely read, I would say, and has a huge collection of books, so if you want to see his wonderful library, I suggest checking out his channel. Also occasional cat appearances, which I do enjoy very much. And the third person I want to mention who's from a different continent to me is Elisabeth from Bookhounds and Books. Elisabeth is in Canada. I think her channel is so interesting to me because she reads a lot more non-fiction than me. She reads a lot of books obviously in French as well as in English. So yeah, I think Elisabeth has a wonderful channel. Do go and check that out. Question 5, my favourite question, booktubers with furry companions. And there were just so many people I wanted to mention. So most of you with furry companions, I'm going to mention your furry companion when I talk about you in a different section. But the 2 people I've picked out to definitely mention, I thought I had to mention one booktube channel with the dog and one booktube channel with cats. And the channel with the most cats that I can think of is Cozy Reading with Quaker Cats. I believe Summer over at Cozy Reading with Quaker Cats has 7 cats. I could be wrong, but her 7 cats do make appearances in her videos, and I really enjoy that. I really enjoy like seeing different cats in every video. And Summer talks about really interesting books as well. Some overlap with what I would read, but also some very different books that I enjoy hearing about. And secondly, a channel with a dog, I had to mention Gemma from Gemma Books. Gemma's furry companion is hilarious. He is a big dog called Rudy, and Rudy makes appearances in Gemma's videos, which usually lead to a lot of fun and chaos. And I particularly enjoyed Rudy's appearance in, I think it was Gemma's cozy reading tag. He was having a cozy snuggle under a blanket with Gem, and then halfway through the video just decided to do something else, which was hilarious. So absolutely love Rudy's appearances on Gem's channel. If you haven't checked out Gem's channel yet, you really, really should, because she talks so thoughtfully about a huge range of books, particularly at the moment prize shortlisted books, but honestly Gemma has almost as much or maybe more FOMO than I do about missing out on any book. So yeah, we get into a lot of trouble together with trying to read too many books. Question 6 is booktubers you've buddy read or group read with. One is Mitzi from Mitzi Reads and Writes. Ever since Mitzi came onto BookTube in October, I've just loved watching Mitzi's channel for like just her energy about books and her enthusiasm. And we had a wonderful buddy read with one of the other channels I wanted to mention, which is Art at Bookshelf Odyssey. With Art and Mitzi, I read The Illustrated Man by Ray Bradbury, and this was such a good buddy read. It was short stories, so we were reading a short story a day. Art's depth of knowledge about Ray Bradbury was just wonderful and so interesting and really, really added to the book for me. Yeah, and I just enjoy chatting to Mitzi about books, and we had a lot of similar taste in the Ray Bradbury stories. So yeah, both excellent channels that you should definitely check out. There's also another person who I'm going to mention elsewhere, and the final booktuber who I've had a really good buddy read with is Berna from Berna's Bookish Adventures. Berna is just wonderful to talk to about books, and we had a great buddy read recently, Pieces of Her by Karen Slaughter. Berna is a brilliant buddy reader, and she is from Turkey. Berna's channel has a lot of crime fiction, which I really enjoy hearing about, but she also makes great tag videos and has a book to screen type series. Really, really enjoy Berna's channel and talking to Berna. Question 7 is subscribers or commenters who don't have a BookTube channel. Here I want to mention a few people who are my most regular commenters who don't have channels. One of them is Jessica, who does have a Instagram called Jaja Admirer of Words and Coffee. We like to talk about Agatha Christie. I also get frequent comments from Sonia, from Laurie and April. And 2 people who have commented really consistently on my channel for a long time now are Rachel, who I've actually done a buddy read with last year, and Karen, who always asks me about Harry and yeah, has shown a lot of support for the channel and for Harry. Also, Bianca has commented on nearly all of my videos, and 2 recent subscribers who are very regular commenters now, who came to the channel through my Jack Reacher video, are David and John. So shout out to all of those lovely commenters. If you do comment on my videos, thank you so much for doing so. I appreciate every single one of you, and I really, really enjoy chatting to people in the comments. Question 8 is booktubers newer to you. So by newer to me, I've picked people who I've sort of connected with probably this year. So Ange's Book Chatter. Ange has become a new friend on BookTube. She's from the northeast, and she talks so frankly about the books that she reads, and really, really enjoy her style of presenting the books that she talks about. I think she reads a lot more hard-hitting books than I do, but I think that's good because it encourages me to try these books as well. Another quite recent booktuber that I've been following is Danny from Danny's Book World. I really enjoy Danny's channel too, and she's now hosting a Tudor Queens read along, which I'm really looking forward to. Although Danny has read a lot of different books to me, I do really enjoy listening to what she has to say about books. A very recent booktuber I've connected with is Heather at Reading with a Vengeance. Really enjoy Heather's style of talking about books. Yeah, I highly encourage you to check out her channel because she's been reading a lot of similar books to me recently when I've been reading sort of prize books and things like that. But yeah, she talks about an interesting range of books and makes an interesting range of videos. And the final channel that I would like to mention in the booktubers newer to me is Yavana at Serene Sloth. And Serene Sloth is a really wonderful channel. Yavana does lots of different vlogs in interesting places and talks about books that she enjoys, does book hauls, all the usual sort of things. So I highly recommend her channel as well. Question number 9 is booktubers who read different book genres to you. I feel like a very eclectic reader. I read quite a lot of different genres. So both of these people I'm going to mention do definitely have some reading tastes in common with me and some not in common with me. So the first person I want to mention is Nikki at Red Dot Reads, and I actually do have a lot of reading in common with Nikki, but I would say that she reads more contemporary and more historical fiction than I do. Certainly a lot more historical fiction than me. But we do have in common that we both like to read thrillers, and Nikki and I had a really, really wonderful buddy read back in October of The Tenant of Wildfell Hall, and it was just such a good buddy read. Nikki is so interesting to talk to. Nikki also could have been mentioned in the pet section because she has two lovely dogs, Star and Rosie, who sit in the back of nearly all of her videos, and I really enjoy seeing Star and Rosie on a regular basis when watching Nikki's channel. Nikki is a really interesting lady. Her channel is called Red Dot Reads because she lives in Singapore. My favourite videos from Nikki have been videos where she talks about books but also takes us to see some of the sights of Singapore. So I really love Nikki's channel, and if you're not following her already, please do go and check her out. The second booktuber who I would say reads different book genres to me is David Wiley. I got to know David Wiley through the Eclectic Book Club that he ran with Shelly Swearingen and through a poetry group with Aaron Facer. David does a lot of poetry reading on his channel. He really reads sort of a lot of authors such as Chaucer and others from that sort of era, and I also think that David reads a lot of sort of sci-fi and fantasy, which are both not genres that I read a huge amount of, but I've enjoyed talking to David about poetry. Question 10 is booktubers who have similar tastes to you. One is Janelle over at Too Fond of Books. Janelle reads a huge amount of mysteries, more than I even do, and I really enjoy her channel for like the range of different mysteries, thriller and crime that she takes in. Her March Mystery Madness videos were wonderful. She was putting out content every single day and had a really fun game for selecting different mysteries, which was so fun to watch. So definitely check out Janelle at Too Fond of Books, especially if you are a fan of mystery. The other booktuber who I think has similar tastes to me is Mason in the Dark. Mason is a wonderful booktuber who I started following a while back. I really enjoy Mason's straight to the point reviews, and he's done some brilliant rant reviews as well, which are so funny, as well as he writes his own stuff, and he also puts little skits that he's written onto his channel, which are really funny. Yeah, Mason and I both really like crime. I really enjoy Mason's channel, and he produces some really well thought out content. Number 11 is booktubers with great original tags, and I'm going to mention Criminoli, who recently made up the birth year book tag to get us all talking about the books we enjoyed from our birth year and the year we turned 16, which was actually a secret excuse to get together a list of books written in sort of recent years, from I think like the 50s to the 2000s, which was a really clever idea. And Criminoli I also could have talked about in a booktuber who has similar tastes, because he talks a lot about crime fiction. He also talks about pulp and horror, which I don't read as much, but I do find interesting to find out about them. The other booktuber who, I mean, there's lots of booktubers who've had great original tags, but another booktuber whose tags I really have enjoyed is AJ Dunn Reads and Writes. I think early on in my time on BookTube, the It's All Relative book tag was really popular. Recently, the Canterbury Tales book tag is the very next one I'm going to film. AJ Dunn Reads and Writes as well. Number 12 is booktube projects you join in or follow. So the first person I want to mention here is Sandy and her 1001 book club, and Sandy's 1001 book countdown list is probably one of the projects that I've followed for the longest on YouTube, because right when I was first starting out on BookTube, Sandy was also first starting out on BookTube, and I really enjoyed the concept of her channel and how she wanted to read these 1001 books you must read before you die, how she approached that with her countdown of how many she's read. And I find it fascinating. I also am really happy that there's someone with an even bigger book list to get through than me. And so yeah, I've enjoyed following Sandy from the very start, and her channel is Ms. Reads a Lot, and she's now also running a book club to read 11 of those books this year, the 1001 Book Club, which I enjoyed reading The Sea by Iris Murdoch with, and I will join in again at a later date too. Another BookTube project I join in or follow, I've just mentioned AJ Dunn. I'm really enjoying getting involved in their book club, which is the Killer Reads Thriller Month Book Club, reading Penguin's top 60 thrillers of all time, and yeah, I've really enjoyed that so far. And the third BookTube project that I've been joining in a lot this year, you will have heard me mention it in almost every video, is the Analong. And this is the brainchild of Emily from Novel Novels. And Emily has been so supportive of my channel and so lovely. And we've become very good friends on BookTube, and Emily has set up the Analong, which is reading one Anne of Green Gables book per month for until we run out of them, basically. And I've so enjoyed this read along, and it's been a read along that I've loved following, and I've loved connecting with Emily over this and over her many other projects. I'm also reading the Wolf Hall series with a group that's partially run by Emily. I'm also reading the Tudor Queens series, which is the Tudor Along, being hosted by Gemma at Gemma Books, Danny's Book World, who I've already mentioned, and the lovely Emily at Novel Novels. So do go and check out Emily's channel. She's getting ever closer to the magical 1,000 subscribers, and I would love to see her get there, because she is just such a lovely lady and so honest in her approach to BookTube and so open about trying to help others. And finally, the last question, number 13, is BookTubers who can always put you in a good mood. And I have two people left to mention. The first one is Becky at Teacup the Storyteller. No matter what I feel like before I watch Becky's videos, I always feel happy afterwards. Becky just has this infectious enthusiasm and this lovely way about her and her videos, and she gets so excited talking about the books that she loves, which I really identify with. I've absolutely loved following Becky's channel, and I urge you to go and check it out if you haven't already, because she is just a wonderful content creator, and her videos always make me feel happy. They never fail to put a smile on my face. And the final booktuber I want to mention today is Jack over at Spread Book Joy. Jack's channel is just the most appropriately named channel on BookTube, because she really does spread book joy. Jack's channel was started to share children's books. She's a teacher, and I've talked a lot to Jack, and we have a lot in common, from sort of our background as teachers to our reading taste, our taste in television. Jack is just such a lovely lady, and she helped me get through reading the monster book, House of Leaves. And Jack makes lovely videos now, not only about children's books, but about her own reading. And no matter what mood I'm in, Jack's books really make me feel very cheerful. Unfortunately, they also make me want to buy a lot of books, which I have to try and resist. If you're not subscribed to Jack over at Spread Book Joy, I don't know why not. Please go and check her out. In the interests of not making this an hours long video, I'm stopping there, but thank you to everybody who I've spoken to, connected with, talked to in the comments here on BookTube over the past year. You've all been absolutely amazing. I hope that we can all keep chatting and enjoy the next year on BookTube. If I could mention everybody, I would. If you have enjoyed this video today, please do give it a like. Please consider subscribing if you haven't already. Please do go and check out all of these lovely booktubers and go and give them a subscribe as well if you're not already subscribed to them. I'm sure you are. Chat to me in the comments about books. I'm not going to directly tag anybody else, but if I've mentioned you in the video today, please do feel free to spread the BookTube love further by doing this tag, sending some BookTube love out to all of you. And I hope to see you again soon for another video all about books here on Alice and the Giant Bookshelf. Bye for now.